tongue out of ass, and I bounced.
Dude, get away from your breath stinks.
Yeah, you know what? But you smell my fingers.
How'd her dinner taste?
How'd her dinner taste?
Yeah, last night.
It was a little corny.
It was awkward because you asked me to be the cameraman, and
Yeah.
I was just standing there.
You guys
Very
are
awkward.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
fuck.
I'm surprised that you were able to stabilize it with one hand.
Josh,
Yeah.
mic's on, dude.
Oh shit.
Hey guys, hey, welcome back to another podcast. That was awkward, and I won't edit that one out.
I don't eat ass.
I'm sorry, Kate.
Okay, I eat a lot of ass. just like a lot of ass.
James, you want to comment?
I was there. I was there.
It wasn't your ass.
He's
though.
all the
I'm
whole
scarred
thing.
for life.
It wasn't your ass. So be happy that it wasn't yours.
Yeah, I'm keeping my pants up this entire time.
I was out of the danger zone. So
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are back. Another podcast right here in Richmond, Indiana at Comic Relief. This is After Hours. Josh is here today with me. Say hello.
Hello.
And we have ourselves a very special guest today. You guys might know him. He's a local celebrity here in Richmond now. He was graciously offered a two tickets to go see the Deadpool premiere with Ryan Reynolds. James Eversole, welcome.
hey, what's up, guys? Hey, thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. We're absolutely excited to have you. And before we get started on our topic, last week, me and Josh, we promised that we'd get into all the other comic book movies that were coming out later this year. We wanted to get a little interview with James and, just see how this whole viral video came about. So take it away, man. Let us know. Let the people at home know how it all came about.
Yeah, like first right off the bat, it's still surreal. I'm sitting there like telling this story and everything because it sounds so cheesy, but it seems like something right out of a dream. But like Wednesday, of course, I was having like horrible pain all last week, and I was just like, I gotta get my teeth pulled or something like that.
It definitely wasn't last week, so you are in a tizzy here.
Yeah, but it was like, I was like, oh, I gotta get these teeth removed, everything. So we went in there Wednesday, started doing the thing. The guy was like, hey, we're gonna put the injection in. He's like, you're gonna taste something weird in the back of your mouth, and you should go out. And I was like, all right, cool.
Did that concern you at all?
I was like,
When you heard that?
I'm gonna put something in your mouth.
It's gonna taste weird, and then you're
It's
gonna
gonna
be
taste a little weird,
unconscious.
but just swallow it and don't bitch, okay?
That's what,
Don't
that's
tell
what
my
Chloe
lawyer.
and Kyle on said. It's like, was your wife in the room the whole time before you went out? And I was like, no, I wasn't. My eyes got real
Did you
wide.
wake up with your pants unbuttoned?
I don't know.
Why is my shirt on inside out? I did not wear the shirt like this.
This isn't even my shirt.
Whose shirt is this?
To not put more of the cherry on top to that is, I actually did wake up and say, my throat hurts. Did they put a tube down my neck or something like that? So
It wasn't a
that
tube,
doesn't
buddy.
That doesn't help
The
matters.
doctor felt very flattered. By that.
Yeah. So that didn't help matters when I wake up with throat pain. But yeah, he was like, you're going to taste something weird and you should go out. And I was like, all right. And then I was like, you taste it? I'm like, yeah, that's really, boom. And that's all I remember. And then I woke up, I think, barely visible. I remember my wife changing my gauze Wednesday night, and then I didn't wake up until Thursday about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I
Christ.
woke up. Yeah, I was pretty messed up. Good drugs, too, because I didn't feel any pain when I woke up.
You don't even remember the time period still.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good those drugs are.
I
It's
woke
still
up and
fucking
I
your
was-
time.
It was
lingering
day.
effect.
It was day, and I was like, that was pretty quick. I wasn't out that long. She's like, no, it's Thursday. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But she was like, hey, I took a video of you when we went to get your prescriptions. She's like, I wanted to wait until you seen it before I posted it online. And I was like, was it bad? And she was like, you were talking about ice cream prescriptions, you were talking about Deadpool 2, and you were talking about banging when we get home. And I was like, no way, no way.
Did she take advantage of you?
Yeah, she was.
She did.
She said 10%. She was.
I'm proud of you.
10% she was nervous, but 90% she was really excited about me going under. So I was kind of nervous.
So, well, hold on. Did you guys, for the folks at home, believe me, no children listen to this, did you guys, in fact, bang?
Yeah,
no,
did
we
And
did
you don't
not.
remember?
Didn't?
No.
So she didn't date rape you?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad
She
we
said
talked
she should've.
about that.
I'm a
I'm
little
really worried
bummed out.
about it.
Yeah, we're shooting for the baby thing right now, and she was.
Are you
ovulating.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations,
And, yeah,
man.
and she was ovulating, so she was real pissed that I was all drugged up. She was
How
like,
do you know she didn't take advantage of it? You can't even remember a
Don't
lot
know.
of that.
She's like, I don't want him to not remember us conceiving our first child.
We know if it's a surprise.
That's
beautiful. When she comes, pregnancy test came back positive, so I'm like, but
This
yeah.
is his way of telling you, Jessica.
But
I pissed on it. Came back positive. I know it's a miracle.
We
I'm
need
not
to have
supposed to
it.
be pregnant, but I'm pregnant.
We need to have a
it's a
talk.
miracle. But yeah, I woke up. I was like, she told me all that stuff. I was like, no way. And it was like one of those things like like, did somebody CGI this video? Because I don't remember a millisecond of that video, all that stuff. I'm like, but this is too funny not to post online. And just like anything, like we go to Comic-Cons and things like that, I always tag Ryan Reynolds, I tag the Deadpool movie and things like that, if whatever cosplay I'm doing. And I just posted it, and I was like, well, talking about Deadpool 2, so I should probably tag Ryan Reynolds and all those guys in it, like always. So the first person to reply to it was actually Rhett Reese, who was one of the writers for Deadpool 2, and he's like, James, you're my new favorite person in the world. And I was like, awesome. I just got like a reply from Rhett Reese. And then about midnight that night, like I said, I wasn't supposed to go back to work because of the medication I was on, but I felt great. I was up walking around and cleaning the house.
I hope your employer hears this.
Yeah. And then it got around midnight, and it said Ryan Reynolds started following you on Twitter. And I was like, fake profile. It's probably one of those fan pages or something like that. And then I clicked on it, and it had the verification account check mark next to it, and I was like, holy shit, this is the real Ryan Reynolds. So I like broke my neck sprinting up the stairs to my wife, and I was like, babe, I was like, Ryan Reynolds just started following me. She's like, is that real? I'm like, yeah. And then as soon as mid-sentence and everything, he retweeted it. Well,
how many retweets did it have?
It ended up getting 60,000 likes and I think
Holy
5,000 retweets or something like that. So
that's more popular than I've ever been.
It was just
I'd retweet you.
Well, it was like
5,000 times.
as soon as he did it, my phone just went brum, 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 and it just started going crazy because all the retweets and likes and all that stuff, and I was just like, what is happening right now? And then came the big one. When I finally read the retweet, it said, you know, in very Ryan Reynolds fashion, all the stuff he said on it, and
you can say what he said.
I was like,
it's not like you're on the fucking news like you normally are.
I was trying
you
to
can
bring
talk.
up the
You
tweet.
can talk about Ryan Reynolds' balls.
Something about his like wisdom testicles.
His wisdom testicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's see here. Sorry, typing in the mid thing.
It's all right. So, did you have any intention of this going viral or anything like that? No.
No, that's like I said, it's so dumbfounding. I'm sitting here talking about it because I didn't expect like anything like this to come to this point. But the retweet it said, years ago, I had my wisdom testicles removed. I know how painful it can be. Consider this your official invite to the untitled Deadpool sequel. James, I'll see you and a guest in May. And I was like, there's no way he's serious. There's no way he's serious. And then came the email. And he emailed me. He's like, hey, I'm going to get Fox to reach out to you and all that stuff. Love to have you and a guest come in May and all that stuff. He's like, just make sure you're fully healed because I get nauseous around blood.
So are you taking your orthodontist?
Yeah, it's like...
I mean, it sounded like you guys had a pretty nice relationship.
Not only that, but I mean, he's the one who knocked you out, right?
Yeah, it's like, dude, it got so crazy. Like, people were messaging me. They were like, hey, what's your PayPal account? I'll give you $5,000 for these tickets. I'll give you $5,000 right now.
Holy shit.
And I'm just like, what is happening? I had people like, hey, I know you don't know me and everything else, but take me to the premiere and all that stuff. And then,
Have you gotten any internet proposals?
We've actually gotten
that was a joke.
like
it's the internet, man. What do you expect?
One chick was like, one of the guys was hitting on me, like some gay guy. He was like, hey, I'll go with you and we'll do anything you want and everything.
Anything.
I'm like, oh my god,
James,
he's like, I'm already
that was
traumatized.
prostitution. You was just involved in a prostitution.
Well, it was like a
thing.
proposal of prostitution.
It was like, hey, I'll fuck you if you give me your ticket.
And then
I'll let
somebody,
you fuck me.
somebody over here texted me. He's like, make sure you grab Ryan Reynolds' ass when you get there.
He'll appreciate it, and then he'll file a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, okay? When I saw that, the first two things that popped in my head was, he's going to be close enough to know what Ryan Reynolds smells like. And I want to know what Ryan Reynolds smells like. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I want to know.
That is really weird.
And also, I want to know what his butt feels like. I feel like it would be firm, get soft.
That's even weirder than the smelling thing.
Just back off. Okay, just let me have. I just want to know. And I have somebody here who's going to be meeting him. And I just want to know.
You can ask him this in private. This is going on the interwebs.
Well, he just brought it up, so I just thought I'd clarify.
All right, yeah, okay.
that
You didn't even say brush it. You were like, firm grasp that shit.
I want a
You're
firm
like,
grasp on it. I need to know.
Does
Okay?
it feel like a pimple that's ready to pop?
This is when if Ryan Reynolds ever listens to this is when he puts a restraining order on me.
Yeah, and he doesn't even know you.
And he doesn't know me. He's like, there's this dude on this podcast.
Bearded
restraining
glasses,
order.
man.
Yeah, boom.
Here, right now, for the internet, propose James money to feel his ass. That way, Ryan knows to put a restraining order on you.
Yeah.
This is Josh, Ryan. He's the one talking right now. Go ahead.
Oh, hey. So what you
Offer
smell
him
like?
money. No, offer James money
James.
to touch his ass.
I'm not gonna offer James money to touch his ass. I've already touched his ass plenty of
No,
times.
offer James money to touch Ryan Reynolds' ass.
I don't have to. I'm pretty sure James is going to already touch it.
Offer
He's
him
just not
money
mentioning
for
it
the
because we're
restraining order.
recording. But if this mic wasn't turned on, I guarantee he'd be like, you know what?
I'm
going to
turned on.
squeeze that shit. I'm going to get all up in it.
All right. So,
just
anyways,
fist it.
James, sorry about the little derailment there. But okay, so after that, I know local news stations have come by and interviewed you. So, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, obviously he said the studio was going to reach out to you, and I was like, well, that'll be a couple days, or maybe a week or whatever. And noon the very next day, they got a hold of us. And before I get into that, like the night I went to sleep, my phone kept going brunt, brunt, brunt. I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. And then I was like, I finally went to sleep, and I think I got 3 hours of sleep that night because of the excitement. And then, like I said, it happened at midnight, so we couldn't celebrate with family and all that stuff.
Right.
So we were basically jumping up and down with the dogs and everything, celebrating. They're like, what the hell's going on? But, yeah, we finally did that. I maybe got 3 hours of sleep, and then I woke up, and I know it sounds cheesy, but I was like, all right, it was a dream. There's no way it happened and everything else. And then all of a sudden my phone kept going, bront, bront, bront. Still, I'm like, holy crap, it was real. And then I woke up, and then we got calls from everybody, and it was pretty funny because my father-in-law messaged me. He's like, can you tell me why I go to Google and the top search thing is about you banging my daughter as the main feed? So I lost that, and then...
She's a virgin, I promise.
Yeah, I've never.
I tell him I sleep on the
deflowered
couch
her.
every night, and I still do.
I sleep in
But
my own cot.
Andrew Hoover, who's actually a G113, and he's obviously we're related to him and everything else. But he was like, you have to come in for an interview. And like I said, this feels so weird and surreal and everything. And he was like, you got to come in for an interview. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just weird. And he's like, dude, this is the craziest thing that's ever happened to anybody around here. I'm like, come on, dude, you got to do it. So we went in there, did the interview, and then right after I got out of there, Pal Item called me, and then, what was her name? Oh, I'm going to feel so bad because her article was great.
That pretty lady.
Yeah, she did an
Yeah,
awesome.
that's the way to cover
She
it.
did an awesome job in the article, and she interviewed me over the phone, and then that led to that, and then it started getting real crazy because about Saturday night we found out that we were on Entertainment Weekly, and I was just like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, so many news outlets online ran with that story, man. I saw it all over my news feed.
Yeah.
Screen Rant, Collider, maybe.
Yahoo
was it
News.
Collider?
Yep.
Comic book resource.
Yeah, CBR,
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah,
man.
that was the cool, surreal thing is because I go to these movie websites every single day,
Yeah.
and I was one of the top stories, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So I thought that was so cool. Like I said, in the end, I got to thank, obviously Ryan Reynolds. I mean, out of millions and millions of people, I still can't believe, he picked, me.
Yeah.
And it's surreal. And then I don't.
Who else do you got to thank?
Channel 13 too. They came over and did an interview.
I'm
with
surprised
them.
that your wife is third.
Yeah, I'm saying that. I'm saving that last because she's
okay.
the real hero here.
Well, I say your dentist is the real hero.
Yeah, but it was the Channel 13 came over and we were sitting in the living room and my wife pointed it out. She was like, "Well, he's got a man cave full of Deadpool stuff." And I'm like,
I didn't
either
clean it.
I was like, either these people are gonna think I'm the weirdest 12-year-old boy stuck in a grown man's body, or they're gonna be like, "Man, this is the coolest nerdy thing ever." And then I think that's when the lady and the guy got a real, a moment to realize like how big of a fan I was and how crazy this is that I got picked to do this. And they walked in, they seen the comics and the action figures and the bust and all that stuff that I have, and she was like, wow. She's like, now we got to do the interview in here. I'm like, so yeah, so Channel 13 did that and everything else. But like Jacob said, the real hero here is my wife. She recorded it. I couldn't believe that she recorded it and everything else, but like I said, she was super excited about it. And then when the actual Ryan Reynolds events happened and everything else, I was shaking, she was crying and all that stuff. So, all the big thanks, like I said, I give a shout out to her, and I wish it would have made the Channel 13 news and everything else, but it made the Pal Item too. I always say she's the real hero here, and I'm so excited about spending this, with her.
Let the folks at home know now that are listening that you love her. Say it. Come on.
Yep. I love you, Jess, and you're the real hero here. And then also
We love you too.
Yep. And then,
Yeah.
you look like you're at that.
Can you do me a favor? When you see Ryan Reynolds, can you tell me what he smells like, and can you give a firm grab on his ass?
James won't even be mad.
Yeah, it's funny too because she's excited if it's over in California. She's her number one crush is Marilyn Manson. So
That's weird.
She wants to
Yeah,
stop
seeing
Marilyn
my
Manson.
thing was weird.
I get a lot of reactions about that. It's like
She's like,
"Hey,
Marilyn
man,
honey,
Manson."
you can go meet Ryan Reynolds and go to the Deadpool 2 premiere. I'm gonna go try to find where Marilyn Manson's at right
Hey,
now.
at least it's unique, man. It's not, like your
Yeah.
typical Channing Tatum bullshit. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always say she's the real hero of this and everything else. And like I said, I've said it before. Sorry, friends and family. Jessica is the +1, and all the people with the PayPal accounts and everything's like that.
And men offering him sex.
Yeah,
Trust me, Josh and I are both.
Already
bummed, too.
tried.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't even
My-
try it. We already
I
have.
offered him free comics.
my wife is the free slot.
Oh,
Wait a minute, free comics. Wait a minute, we got to change this.
Sorry, Jesse, got nudged out.
Okay, so quick question here.
Yep.
Do you remember when you got your wisdom teeth removed?
I do. It was years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
Ever since
anything
then, I've been
funny
less
happen?
wise.
Really? Did you really go with that bad dad joke?
Yeah. Fuck
God.
off. No, when
Fuck you.
I remember coming out of my sedation and because it happened so quickly, I was walking out with my mom and going, "Mom, don't pay them. They didn't do anything." I was like making a big scene in the lobby, like fuck them. Let's go. They didn't do anything.
They didn't do shit,
But
man.
that's about all I remember. Anyway, so real quick, James, before we move on to the topics at hand here, anything you're excited and or nervous about for the actual premiere?
I don't say anything stupid. I just like, hey, what's up, Ryan Reynolds? I love meatloaf. You like meatloaf? I tried meatloaf before. And,
My wife makes really good meatloaf.
She makes really good meatloaf.
We brought it all the
should try
way
it.
from Indiana.
I just hope I don't say anything stupid. And the more I think about the possibilities that's going to be at this premiere, my heart starts pounding through my chest because Rob Liefeld, of course, it's a Deadpool movie. He could possibly be there. Never met Rob Liefeld. It's been one of my dreams to meet him and stuff. I know Will Allen's met him, and I always throw something at him every time I see him and he brings it up. But, yeah, it would possibly give me Rob Liefeld, possibly give me Josh Brolin. Hugh Jackman could possibly be there because they're best friends and all that stuff. Stan Lee, of course.
Are you going to cry?
I probably will cry. That's why I told
On the
Jess, I
red
was like,
carpet, you're going to cry,
I'm like-
and that's what all the headlines will say.
I'm going to have, like, the red eyes and everything else. I'm, like, trying to pose for
I can see
everything.
the headlines now. Fan loses
Yeah,
wisdom teeth
Deadpool
and
invite.
pride.
Deadpool invite came stoned on more nitrogen.
He might have been stoned on the red carpet. But, yeah, it was... More and more I think about it, I'm just like, man, just don't say anything stupid and all that stuff. And I keep rehearsing what I'm going to say when I actually meet Ryan Reynolds. Like, so awesome to meet you.
And you're
I
going to
don't
sound
know what
like
to do.
Peter Brady. Your voice will crack.
Not sure what to
I'm
do
so
with my...
excited to meet you.
Well, Ricky Bobby, I'm not sure what to do with my
I'm not
hands.
sure what to do with my
Shake
hands.
and bake.
I already told you what you do with your goddamn hands, motherfucker.
All right, and last little question. Any other plans while you're out in LA?
Just to enjoy it. Like,
Has it been confirmed it's going to be in LA?
What's wrong?
I
with
don't
premieres
know.
Are, dude?
I don't know if it's gonna be in LA. The first Deadpool movie is actually in New York.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
I don't know. It could be New York, could be LA. I hope it's not in Vancouver because they haven't given us a big enough hands
Passport?
up to get passports and stuff.
Yeah.
So, given that isn't Fox an American studio?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna imagine it's gonna be in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
US.
that's in Burbank.
So,
Yeah, it'll probably be the Chinese Grumman Theater, which
Yep.
is a pretty badass theater. So.
Yep. So, yeah, New York or California. Never been to either of them, so it'll be pretty cool. And then, of course, big fans of the Collider people out there. I'd love
Yep.
to go. See all that
Maybe
stuff.
you'll see
They could
John
possibly,
Campea,
yeah, that's what I
somebody
said.
there,
I was
yeah.
like, man, the Collider video could possibly be on the red carpet. So, it's
If you meet Mark Ellis, just let him know I said hi.
yep, baby carrots.
That
man.
is hilarious. But and if you're in LA, tell my folks I said hi. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
What about the Outlaw?
Fuck him, dude.
I knew you were gonna say.
I can't stand that guy half the time. Anyway, all right. Well, James, thanks for that little highlight and
I
look
appreciate
into the how this all came about and all
Yeah.
the aura and mystique surrounding it. But speaking of Deadpool 2, let's get right into talking about Deadpool 2. It is slated to come out May 18th. It actually just got moved up a couple weeks. Of course, it's going to have Ryan Reynolds back as Deadpool. TJ Miller's going to be back. Brandy Hildebrand as Negasonic Teenage Warhead. And then a couple newcomers, Josh Brolin as Cable. You guys also might know him as Thanos. And then Zazie Beetz as Domino. Well, take
She's
it
awesome.
away.
She's awesome on Atlanta. So if you've never watched Atlanta, definitely watch that. She's an awesome standout in there.
What do you think of her fro? It looks a lot like the Bob Ross fro that
That-
Deadpool did.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of people think I'm like very biased about the Deadpool movie and nothing could go wrong. That's the one thing I'm kind of like, all right, it's like it doesn't look like Domino, but she's playing Domino.
I think it's a nice little twist on it, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It makes a little sense why there's this like skin
That she has
discoloration.
this- yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, like, in the end, that could possibly be part of her mutation. And in the end, she could be fully white, and then she does the black dot or whatever. So I always said that. I'm hoping that's true. So we'll see. And I know there was a leaked image of, well, not really a leaked image, but Ryan Reynolds and the costume designer were taking a picture together. And in the background, one of the suits was actually silver and black. So
Oh, a little X-Force nod or something?
Yeah.
That could be
So
interesting.
that could possibly be the X-Force popping up. So
Okay.
get that ball rolling. I know Josh Brolin in some interviews, he's like, I'm going to start training for, X-Force here soon and everything else. So looks like that's pretty fast
Sounds
track.
like
Dude's
X-Force
gonna
is...
be pretty busy.
But I don't know now with this Disney Fox deal what's going to happen with all that stuff. But
Yep.
that'll be interesting. Josh, what are you looking forward to most from Deadpool 2?
Well, I mean, it's Deadpool, so that's one thing.
Don't tell me. Tell the microphone,
well,
motherfucker.
maybe I want to tell you.
I don't want you.
Maybe I come here to talk to you, not to the microphone.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
here, what do you
No,
want
I'm
to tell
excited
me?
about Josh Brolin. I like that. I like that. Do that again. Yeah. It's kind of like that awkward moment when you look down at a girl giving you head and she's looking up at you, and you're like, what are you doing?
And you're like, damn it, this makes my dick look even smaller.
yeah, your head's so big. No, I'd have to say Josh Brolin as Cable. I
Yeah.
think that looks I think he looks good as a character. Beats is great in Atlanta. So I think that she's going to... I'm interested in what she brings to the character. I'm kind of worried because it has a bigger fun, and a lot of times when you have sequels and they start getting bigger funds, the quality starts going down. But Ryan Reynolds is... I can't see him letting the movie be bad. He really
Right.
tried really hard to
the
make
thing
it
that's
as
weird
best as he
now
possibly can.
is that Tim Miller isn't coming back, the guy that made the first one.
Yeah.
And so that's got me a little worried for the second one. Just a little. Not a lot, but it's just like, I don't want it to lose that Deadpool flavor, but I think with Ryan Reynolds being a producer, main actor, it's going to maintain the same quality. But here's the thing, too. Deadpool 1, I think, was a lot like the first Avengers in the sense that nobody really saw it coming, being the giant success that it was. Now that we've seen it, does Deadpool 2 almost get like the Age of Ultron feel to it? We're been there, done that. It's
Yeah.
not as special. It's not as new this time. We've seen it. Second one, is it going to be more of the same, or do you think they really change up the formula?
About the Tim Miller dropout, I was actually... They said the director dropped out and everything else, and the number one thing I said, I was like, is Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese still attached to it to write it? Because they, like they said in the opening credits for Deadpool 1, they're the real heroes because the script was phenomenal.
Right.
I think...
I bet a lot of that script was ad-libbed, though. by
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds.
well,
yeah,
yeah,
so-
exactly. They said even Tim Miller in the special features, like I said, I'm obsessed with that movie, so I watched all that stuff. But he said, we stuck to the script, and then I let them cut loose. I let them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So,
It's like his stepbrothers.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I found out that Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese were still attached, I was totally fine. I was just like, all right, awesome. Now, if they would have dropped out, I'd totally be panicking right
Yeah.
now in this movie because I think besides Cable, maybe Lobo, there's a lot of characters that are so hard to take from a comic book and put them on screen. And I think Deadpool is one of the top characters that there's a lot of stuff you're dealing with this. And I think Cable's right behind him of a messy how you're supposed to get all this jammed into one and throw it on screen.
Yeah.
And that is a big credit to the writers that did this. And so I have complete faith that, Deadpool 2, they said during Deadpool 1, they're like, well, we're hoping this would be a success. And you got to think this script's been around since 2009. So for years, they've been working on a Deadpool 2 script for years now. So so I was excited they were back. I think bringing in David Leitch was awesome because he hasn't done that many films, but he's always been a stunt director coordinator and all that stuff. So
John Wick, Atomic Blonde.
Yep,
Nice.
and
Okay.
he did Atomic Blonde. If you haven't seen that, that just shows you his. I love his art and the everything that goes in his shots. It really defines the director, and it's really shown in Atomic Blonde, and of course it's shown in John Wick and everything else. But I even sent the 10-second teaser that we got of actual footage of the Deadpool movie. It felt different. It felt like a different movie.
Yeah,
from
it
the
did.
first one.
Well, especially with
seems
that
like
Bob Ross intro, or unless you're...
Yep. And
Yeah,
what's
but-
like when they showed the footage, like the angles, like the action scenes.
We don't see a lot of Cable in
Yeah.
that, though, which I
No.
find very interesting. There's not a lot of Cable or even Domino featured. It's a lot of Deadpool stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which-
So-
It does look like it's going to be a little bit more action-packed, though.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
definitely
Well,
gonna
I mean,
be
I
David
think their
Leitch.
budget definitely got jacked
Yeah.
up quite a bit. But what do you guys think? Because Deadpool lends itself to it can be ridiculous. It can tackle the more ridiculous comic book style plot points like time travel with Cable, and it can address it to the audience, break the fourth wall, make it a little bit more believable. As in where if you saw it in like an X-Men movie, trying to bring this, and you have to have some science and other bullshit behind it. I think it makes a lot of fun. But do you think they do the whole Cable time travel, being the son of Scott Summers and all that other stuff?
Yeah. You take it away.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I feel like I'm talking too much.
This is Deadpool, man.
Yeah,
you're
like,
this is your
you're-
section.
Yeah,
This is
like-
your section.
here.
I just feel like I can already predict what they're gonna go for and everything else, and I hope it's not like we've seen this before, and I hope it's something more special because every movie is basically a reincarnation of each storyline. It's just told in a different kind of manner, and I think we're gonna get a Terminator 2 or Terminator meets Deadpool meets a comic book film. I think that's what we're gonna get.
that'd be
Dig
cool.
it. That would
I
be
can
And
dig it.
So he's going to be just a straight mass murderer.
Yeah.
So so he's a time traveler. So he's obviously coming back in time to prevent something that happens in the future, right? I mean, that's what Cable's always kind of been about. So
Yep.
what is he trying to prevent here? What's he coming back into our time for? What's he trying to prevent? Is he trying to kill Deadpool? Is this a Deadpool versus Cable movie?
Yeah, like we're actually looking at a photo. If you ever look it up, you can see the set photos of Josh Brolin.
It's
But
him naked.
It's like
Yeah.
Which
whatever-
Josh Brolin has a Ken doll thing going on.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know why.
Whatever future thing he's got going on here, but I think he's actually going to shoot in time because I think Hope Summers actually dies in the future, and I
Ooh, that's
think
interesting.
There was another set photo that he released with. He's actually screaming inside a mirror, so it's talking about the emotions and the punch that this guy's had to go through history. And
Dude's had a shit life, that's
yeah,
for sure.
and I think he actually loses hope, Summers, and he's like, no, I can't deal with it. It's kind of like a Barry Allen thing, like, I just can't take all this loss anymore. So I think he shoots back in time to Deadpool to get his help. And I don't know if you guys seen the teaser, there's this big-ass truck that's like smashing through everything, and I'm gonna think that's holding all kinds of mutants as prisoners, and they're doing experiments and stuff like that on it. So have no idea who the company is gonna be and all that stuff. But
Trask.
I think by like the first set photo they've released, you see the teddy
Oh
bear.
yeah, he's got the teddy bear. Could
So
be Hope's.
it could be
Yeah.
Hope
Yeah.
Summers. So I think little Easter eggs and things like that. I seen the future. The future, like I said, he looks like a Ken doll, but he comes from the future. There's another photo. He's actually got a grocery cart full of all his weapons and things like that.
So he's a hobo.
Yep. So
Okay. We got Hobo Cable.
like I said, I feel like it's a Terminator. It's gonna be a Terminator meets a comic book movie.
Well,
And
that'll be cool. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to speculate too much on what's going to happen
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I've
exactly.
been trying to stay away from this stuff so I don't
Yeah.
go in with expectations and I just get to experience the movie. But yeah, sounds like I like that Terminator meets Deadpool feel. That's kind of cool.
But as far as appearance, like I said, I'm questionable in
looks
Domino,
great.
but Cable looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Domino's not a character I ever really cared too much about in the comics to really care about her translation on screen.
Fuck
I
you,
am.
sexist.
Well, the
bitch.
X-Force.
Oh, yeah, I'm
the
sexist
X-Force
big.
is the big one. If she
Right.
needs to look like Domino for X-Force, and if she is doing a mutation through this movie, hopefully at the end we see her, her hair.
So what you're
finally
saying
down
is
and all
you'd
that
much
stuff.
rather her look more like her in the comic books than Foxy Cleopatra and Austin Powers and Goldmember?
I don't
Yeah.
care how she looks. I mean, she's just not.
Yeah,
Domino, and she's a whole lot of woman.
She's not a character I ever really cared that much about. I mean, I know her powers are like she can kind of. I don't know. She can't miss her shots and shit like that.
She's lucky.
Yeah, but like she uses that luck to basically be an assassin, right? So she can like take any shot. That
What would you do?
It's
if you
really
had those powers?
vague.
What would you do if you had those powers? Would you not become an assassin?
I'd use them right now to beat the shit out of you.
Assassin.
It's not an assassin. It's just a thug life.
Thug life.
Thug life. I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Have you been?
No.
Like I said, like most of the times I'm not really like keen on like appearance and everything else, but it's Domino. It's like this is the first time she's gonna be thrown. It's kind of like I don't know the Lizard and Amazing Spider-Man.
Ugh.
I was like, fucking snout on him.
I know.
I'm like,
we
put a
know. We
fucking
know. Like
snout.
the Ditko look always had snoutless, but
Yeah.
I mean, classic lizard. Everybody has now got
That
this
snap-
alligator
I
snout.
didn't really have too much of a problem with it.
Oh, shut up.
It didn't really bother me
We're
that
gonna
much.
move on. All right, so guys, before we wrap up, Josh, what is your opening weekend prediction for this movie? Can we look up real quick what the opening weekend? Just go to like Box Office Mojo and the
I think it
worldwide
was
stuff.
120 something.
Yeah, it wasn't that high, but it just carried
For our
crazy. It
film.
just had
Yeah,
legs.
Our
yeah.
film, that's pretty good.
It had crazy legs. All right, so if you had to do a opening weekend domestic box office, what are you
Let's
looking
see.
at?
It's going against Slender Man, which is not too bad. It's just a scary movie.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all.
Ooh.
It'll probably be
There's
another
more.
rated R.
Huh?
132 points. So
Friday to Monday.
it had about 53 million dollar opening weekend.
Yeah. I think it'll do better than that.
Yeah,
mean,
I agree. It'll
I'll
definitely
probably
do better
say
than that.
around 170.
170.
170.
Okay,
174
170.
maybe.
All right, what about you? James?
I'm actually gonna go with Josh. Yeah, I was gonna say I was like it's either I was gonna go like 10 million more, but 170. Yeah, sounds about right. I think because given the success, which was awesome, because I was sitting there, I was like, Deadpool movie's coming out and all that stuff, but the budget was really low. I'm like, it's
Right.
gonna make it. It could make its money back. It could make its money
made
back
twice its
and
money.
then opening weekend, I'm like, we already tripled the budget.
Yeah.
So and like cool. So yeah, I think. Coming off Deadpool 1, yeah, 170 million sounds about right.
Okay.
I dare say 190 million.
I was actually gonna say because here's the thing, because Deadpool had such good word of mouth, it carried it to get the global box office numbers that it did. I think that's why it had a lower weekend. I think this movie is gonna have a higher opening weekend total, but it's not gonna make as much money throughout the following weeks. It's gonna drop off. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say about 185 million opening weekend.
There's also going to be a lot less. One thing that also could hurt it is like when Deadpool came out when I was working at the movie theater. There was
Thanks for reminding us that you did that. By
Yeah,
the way.
I worked at the movie theater for about 7 years. No, but back when I worked there, it was out, and it was so funny because I can't tell you how many tickets we sold to grandmas taking their kids to go see it. And right when that montage sex scene come out, they come around and go, "Why didn't you warn us?" And we're like,
It's rated R.
"It's
you
rated
old
R.
ass.
I told you it was rated R, and
Jesus.
you told me not to."
I
preach out
thought
a
this
fucking
was
parent.
Spider-Man.
I thought it was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
God, it drove me nuts.
I didn't
I
see
did
Web
too.
at all. No, like, yeah.
All right. So, and what was its
Do you think-
overall total box office? I know it was somewhere in the realm of like 790,
700.
780, something
Yeah.
like that. If you just go like Box Office Mojo, it should be all right. But I think this one, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's gonna be a $1 billion film.
780.
783. Okay, so 783 million worldwide by the end of its run. All right, Josh, what do you think it makes total?
I think it only goes up by about 10. I say about
Wow,
790.
really? Okay.
93. The only reason why I'm saying that is because you also got to think of like the weekend before, or 2 weekends before that, Avengers: Infinity War comes out.
And
I
as
think
of
that
now-
could kind of hurt it a little bit.
As
but-
of now, Solo's
Solo,
release date
yeah.
has not moved.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. So I think there's a lot of good movies that are supposed to be coming out around that time period, and I don't. I think it's going to kind of hurt it with having a long burn. You know, kind of like what the first one had.
Yeah, I think. Well, here's what I think. I think I'm going to be living at the movie theater in May. But then I'm going to go. This movie, I think total worldwide ends up being about 832.
You think so?
I think it makes that much more.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it doing that. I hope it does that.
I do too. I really hope it outperforms Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I'm really gunning
It's
for that.
really
movie,
hard to
whatever,
do this
dude.
without it being really being closer to the time of the movie being released.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only a few months away. About 5 months. So
5 months. That's about half a year, man.
that's not half a year.
That's about half a year is what I said.
I mean, if you consider 1 month just go by that quickly, sure.
Yeah, 810. I'll go 810.
810?
I think.
I'm the most optimistic of all you.
Yeah, I think also too is like
What's funny is you're probably gonna hit
if
it right
China
away.
actually releases it this time.
Yeah.
Because I
Oh,
know
it'll go up a
I know
lot more.
they said they were kicking themselves in the ass last time because they didn't release it in China,
Right.
and it still made that amount of money.
Yeah.
So if it releases in China and worldwide and all that stuff, I think
good point.
800 million. And max is definitely $1 billion.
Yeah,
Just like-
I don't think it has any chance of hitting that $1 billion mark. But you know, if they do release it in China, we could be looking closer to the 900 million mark.
Yeah, it's like that. If they release it in there, I hope they do. I still couldn't believe the first one they didn't release it. So
Fucking commies. All right.
And that's when all of China just decides it fucking hates you.
Yeah, because of all our Chinese listeners.
Yeah, all our Chinese listeners.
Yeah, that makes about like 10,000 of my subscribers right there.
Yeah.
All right, so we probably spent the most time on Deadpool just, because we've got our big Deadpool celebrity here. But all right, let's move on because then we're going to have a big chunk of time that there's no comic book movies and, no MCU films really, but we're going to jump straight to Venom. Comes out October 5th. It's got Tom Hardy as Venom, Michelle Williams as Anne Weying, Riz Ahmed as Dr. Carlton Drake, Jenny Slate's in it, Woody Harrelson, and then we've got two people on IMDb right now who are slated to be Donna Diego, otherwise known as Scream, another symbiote. And then this movie really doesn't have a whole lot of
Coverage.
Well, not only coverage, but not a lot of competition as far as what could maybe hurt it at the box office. We know that it's going to be rated R. We know that they're taking from the Lethal Protector Venom series, where he teams up with Spider-Man to take down the other symbiotes that have spawned outside of Venom's symbiote. But other than
Spider-Man
that,
goes all the way to San Francisco. That's crazy.
is it supposed to take place in San Francisco? I know they're in California. Is it San Francisco?
Yeah, San Francisco.
Okay. Well,
It's a San Francisco treat symbiote.
Oh, it's Rice-A-Roni Venom.
Yeah,
Cool.
Rice-A-Roni Venom.
But yeah, so Venom October 5th. Not a whole lot of shit has been covered on this movie. I mean, there's still talks. Is it going to take place in the MCU? Is Tom Holland going to make a cameo appearance as Spider-Man? Which I've got so many thoughts on this movie. I could do a whole podcast on it, so we don't have to do it all. But if you do put Tom Holland as a cameo, that the only reasoning for that would be solidify. Okay, this is an MCU film. Like this takes place within the MCU, which would also mean our first R-rated film within the MCU. Yep. It kind of lies on the outskirts or peripherally with the MCU. But if Tom Holland does make an appearance, then we know, okay, cool, Venom is now a part of the MCU in some facet. But anyways, other than that, guys, I really don't have a whole lot to say. There's been one official image released with Tom Hardy as...
It's a picture of Tom Hardy.
Yeah, it's just him looking at a
Tom
book.
Hardy.
It honestly...
Well, it shows... Okay, well, there is one thing that's been proven, though. He's holding a notebook that has questions on it that he's asking
He could be
questions.
standing on the
Honestly,
street, and I could take
And
a
so,
photo.
obviously, Eddie Brock is going to be a reporter.
Well, or Eddie Brock is going to be an intellectual.
Oh,
that would
man.
be quite the twist.
Oh, man, quite the twist.
He just reminds me of like Joey and Friends, just like looking at a book like, hey.
Hey, he kind of reminds me of Eric Foreman in that 70s show.
Maybe he's trying to find
weird.
her.
Can I not? What is it too soon to mention Topher Grace being Eddie Brock?
Ugh.
When did that happen?
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3. It's a good thing you don't remember
Did you
that.
forget it?
Yeah, don't
so-
remind
yeah,
me.
I'm
There was
If
a
it's
Spider-Man 3.
What?
There was a
I
Spider-Man
see what you
3.
did.
There was a Spider-Man 3.
I don't believe you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Maybe he's doing like an investigation to find Tony Stark's adoptive parents.
Yes.
Oh, so
Probably.
you're joining in on the trolling.
I was gonna do it
I
during
mean-
the Deadpool thing, but I was like, man, I hope Tony Stark makes a cameo and they find out they both have adoptive parents. And all that
Yeah,
stuff.
and he's actually stepbrothers with Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Tony gets the symbiote. Then we get
This is
Superior
good. You got
Iron
two
Man.
people. You got-
I love it.
You got two
This is
people
great.
like
it's not even
bashing
gonna bother
on
me
Iron
right
Man.
now.
Yeah,
It's not even
yeah.
gonna bother me right
Yeah,
now.
okay.
'Cause I am in the presence of greatness here.
Oh, God.
Okay.
And he's just trashing on Tony Stark being a
He's allowed to, man. It's after May 18th, I'm gonna punch him in the face. But until then, I gotta keep him pretty.
Thank you for not giving me a bloody nose while I'm on the red carpet.
No, but we don't really know anything about this. There was that one image that Tom Hardy tweeted or Instagrammed with him. We couldn't see jack shit. It looked like maybe he was in some kind of harness for cables, or maybe he was in some kind of military outfit. So they might be borrowing a little bit from the Agent Venom, which is actually Flash Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
But the only other thing I can glean from the image is fucking Eddie Brock has a sleeve tattoo.
I'm shocked because there's all kinds of fucking behind like them on the set pictures and stuff, and you only see him in like civilian getup. You don't see him as if they're gonna put any kind of CGI. In
What
this.
kind of troll would this be if they did an entire Venom movie with no symbiote?
Right? It's like, what, motherfuckers, like, what do you expect us to do? Have Tom Holland roll up in
Like
here?
the
and then
very
symbiote
last
comes in?
scene is like this, like a black drops on his hand. That'd be some shit.
Oh my god.
But
I'd be so pissed.
what's the budget for this movie? Any idea? Because I want to say it's actually a pretty low budgeted film.
With how much I've seen of it's probably what's gonna happen is you're gonna have this whole boring ass fucking movie, and then at the end, there's symbiote.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, I guess we do have.
I don't know. Tom Hardy. I really like Tom Hardy, so it's really hard for me to have a hard time.
I mean, I like Tom Hardy. Don't
watching.
get me wrong, but here's the secret. I am not excited about this movie. I'm not really looking forward to
That's
this
not a
movie.
secret.
I've got nothing. I have no stakes. Here's another secret for you. I'm not a big fan of Venom. I don't really give a shit about Venom.
Here's a secret for you.
Okay.
You hate everything.
Not
Unless
really.
it's
Yeah,
a Tony Stark being
Not
adopted.
really seen one.
It's true. So we don't have a confirmed budget, but I'd have to imagine it's less than $100 million.
Yeah, I imagine when they get closer to
They'll
more
post it up.
post-production,
Yeah.
they'll release the budget.
But I think I want to say I heard that they were doing this movie for less than $100 million, which good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a Venom fan. Just never have been.
Yeah,
Never
I'm
found
going to be honest. I've never read any of the Venom spin-off things they've done of that. About the only thing, basically with him popping up in Spider-Man. And the Tom Hardy photo they released is basically the only reason why I'm interested in this movie. It's like, boom, there's Tom Hardy. Because when this when this movie was announced,
I didn't think it would happen.
It was announced with a Doctor Doom movie. There was the Venom movie, and I'm just like, what is up with this? And then there's still going on.
There was a Gotham City Sirens movie announced.
Harley Quinn, the Joker movie.
Yeah, I got to troll DC a little bit.
It's still going on today because I think they just announced that they're trying to do a Kitty Pryde movie.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm just like, so it's still going on today, but around the time.
It's actually Tim Miller that wants to do that, by the way.
Yep. And then around that time, they said Venom movie, and I was like, why?
I honestly was like adamant, like this is not gonna happen. This movie won't happen.
Then they said Tom Hardy just signed on. I'm like,
I remember that.
I love
you
Tom
posted that
Hardy.
online, and I was like, still not happening.
Yeah.
I was like keyboard warrior with that shit.
I was like, I love Tom Hardy. So I'm like, all right, you got to spark interest from me. Then they had Michelle Williams, an Oscar-winning actress.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good cast. I mean, it's
me.
got Riz Ahmed in it. It's a good cast. It's just this movie. I don't have any interest in it. Maybe once it gets closer, maybe when a trailer
I got to
comes
see a trailer.
out. But yeah,
I have to see a trailer.
I don't find Venom to be a very interesting character.
Yeah.
I find him to be interesting in the comic books. I don't like him as a front runner.
I'm
Lethal
surprised
Protector,
he has his own comic. To be honest.
Lethal Protector was okay. It was decent. I liked it.
It was all right. I mean,
It's all right, but I'm just not a huge I like Venom. Don't get me wrong. I love Venom, but I like Venom as a bad guy for Spider-Man. So I just with the Venom comic books front running for him. I know that with the recent storylines that we have the Venomverse. I didn't dig it. It was boring.
No.
And then there's the new Venom storyline that's going on right now. That's a tie-in with Venom,
Alpha,
Omega, and then there's also the Amazing Spider-Man. It's going in there too. I really enjoy that. That's fun. It's really good, but for the most part, it's
forgettable.
it's forgettable, and I don't really see Venom being a good front runner.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like maybe I'm the guy that plays it too safe, but it's people that's been introduced in films already. Then you give them their solo movie. Maybe that's how I am. I know. I don't want to talk about X-Men Origins, but yeah, Deadpool popped up. Wade Wilson doing his thing. Boom, we got a Deadpool movie so many years later, solo movie. And just like Wolverine showed up in the X-Men first, and then they did the solo film. Yeah. Just like Gambit. I think they should do Gambit in the X-Men, and if he gets that fan want, they make a solo film.
We're not talking about Gambit.
Yeah,
right
I know.
now. I don't want to talk about
It's just like the
Gambit.
Venom. It's just like the
But
Venom.
I
Just
thought you
throw him in
loved
there.
Channing Tatum.
I hate you.
You were talking. You loved him before this podcast.
That's
turned on the
that's
microphone.
true. I was like.
I mean,
Magic
we waited
Miking
outside in
everywhere.
the cold while you were watching Magic Mike at home.
I was actually watching on my phone on my way here.
Yeah?
almost wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to steer with my wiener.
It's at Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's what it was. Matt Bomber.
Yeah. Wow.
No,
Okay.
it's a good looking man.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. With Venom not
Aquaman
having
was in
Spider-Man
Aquaman
in it, and
Magic
Spider-Man not having the symbiote first. I mean, I'm gonna sound like a purist, but Spider-Man should have the symbiote first, which is why he looks somewhat like Spider-Man when he goes, on Eddie Brock. So
Yeah.
Unless they decide to do something different with this. I mean, who's to say they don't just change the whole thing?
That's what I'm assuming
and make
they
it
do.
something like a suspense horror movie.
Well, that's what
which
they said too. It was
Venom
gonna
could
be a
always
horror
work
film.
as a suspense horror movie.
If you're gonna separate this from the MCU to be something on its own, do it like the small, something that shows it's connected, just like the Netflix series does. Oh, the incident, that's the reason why you're giving this apartment to us for cheap, huh? Oh, is that what they're calling it out? Things like that.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's walking down the street and he bumps shoulders with Tom Holland or something like that. something to show that this is connected, and I'll breathe a little bit easier, I guess. But
Also, the symbiote can't have a spider sense without Spider-Man.
Yep.
Just gonna put that out there. No webbing, can't have webbing with this. I don't know. They're gonna do their own thing. I'm sure this is gonna be a very loose adaptation of a lot of an amalgam of Lethal Protector and other like separation anxiety shit like that. Because we've got the other symbiote showing up. But either way, Venom, whatever. You guys want to go ahead and give your opening weekend box office predictions?
October
5th. Yeah.
It's
Kids
not
are
gonna
in
be
school.
It's not going to be that high. It really isn't because it's rated R for starters.
Yeah.
And it's
All right,
not
I'll
a really
go
good
me.
time period.
Domestic opening box office weekend. This movie is looking at 45-50 million.
I can stand with that. Yeah, I agree. I can see it.
What'd you say? Sorry.
45.
About $45-50 million domestic opening weekend.
I can see it.
Yeah, if they give, it's October, Halloween, blah blah blah. If you give that terrifying aspect, maybe that'll grab more viewers in or something like that. But
it's still the beginning of October too.
yeah. So yeah, I can see that 50 million.
All right, and then total worldwide take home. What do you think? I'm going low on this one. I think worldwide this thing's looking maybe 400 it's like max.
Oh man, really?
I think that's the absolute highest it can go is $400 million.
I was about to give it 300.
Really?
Yeah.
I was about to give it a little bit more than that.
I'm going highest it hits is
So
400
they'll make their
million.
money back, but it'll be barely.
Yeah, I think they'll be scratching.
Yeah, I don't think this movie's going to sink a whole lot into marketing. It hasn't so far, so
No,
I don't think we're going to be.
I don't
Which
know what
sucks,
the plans
too.
are. I really don't know. Like I think that's the hardest part about doing this right now and talking about it is
So far away.
It's far away. But and I'm not just saying it to be broken record, but also because there's been nothing. We really have not seen a whole lot of anything to really judge anything off of it.
Well, like you said too, it's like we have to wait until a trailer because I had to base it off internet reaction. If people are wanting to go see this, just like the Infinity Wars, I think that's going to make some super bang.
That will
All
be
the
the
money
highest grossing film of the year. Guaranteed.
Well, like,
almost wanna say
are we
that.
saying all the time though? It broke the record for most YouTube views.
Yeah, I'm
It's like-
just saying. I don't know if it'd be it won't be the highest grossing film of all time. I don't think it's crossing 2 billion, but it will be the highest grossing film of 2018. No doubt in my mind.
I don't know what the-
Venom, I think is gonna be white noise by the end of the year. I think it'll be people will remember like, oh, it was such a cool little film. It had this indie horror feel to it, but after that, I mean, it's going to be completely eclipsed by
based
things
in
like
San
Black Panther and
Francisco.
Deadpool and Infinity War.
Yeah, of course.
So,
That's gonna be
all right,
massive.
you guys want to just move on?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, next movie. Next film is X-Men Dark Phoenix, released November 2nd.
Oh, God.
Simon Kinberg's directorial debut. All the returning cast, as well as new members like Jessica Chastain, which she has she's a great actress, but she's got no confirmed identity as what her character is.
She's Agent Smith.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb, say she's Lilandra from the Shi'ar. Then we've got this other kid, Evan Johnny whatever. He played Toad very briefly in Days of Future Past. He's returning. Daniel Cudmore's returning. You'll remember him from the original trilogy and the original X-Men films as Colossus, but he's not actually named Colossus on IMDb. This kid, Tyler Burke. The only thing I wrote this down for was Genosha Sentry, which means we might be seeing Genosha.
Yeah.
Something we've never seen in an X-Men film so far. Greg Lowe, he's going to play Ink. That's a fucking waste of a character. I hope it's just such a small... I mean, Jesus
There's
Christ.
so many good mutants.
Yeah, why
And
Ink?
one-
Maybe he's
And
just
like,
standing
"Oh,
there.
it's no
on
thing."
Genosha. Maybe he's just standing in the background. And he's like, hey.
Yeah, it's just
Hey
like...
guys, look at my tattoo.
Yeah, he's just got tats. 'Cause
I
I
got
swear-
ink, guys.
I don't know if any of you guys
This
saw.
one says
Unfortunately, I did. I saw this movie, Elektra. There was a character in there
Ugh.
whose tattoos came to life.
Oh yeah.
Fucking horrible.
You watched
Kota.
Elektra? You actually
I
watched
did.
that?
Years ago, I did.
Man, I didn't know you hated
I
your
never
life
watched
so
it.
bad.
I was.
I never
I'm
watched it.
assuming what happened was he read the comic book of Iron Man where he found out that Tony Stark was adopted and he wanted to kill himself, so he decided to watch Elektra.
Yeah, to push myself over the edge. Absolutely, you
yeah.
were correct. Kota Eberhardt as Luna. Not a character I'm familiar with from the comics. But again, Simon Kinberg's directorial debut. He's been involved with pretty much every X-Men film in some capacity as a writer or producer. But this movie has quite the uphill battle. It's going to go up against the live action adaptation of Mulan.
Yep.
The Grinch with Benedict
Come
Cumberbatch.
out the next week after, yeah.
Yeah, and then Holmes and Watson, which is the next John C. Reilly, Will Ferrell team up.
Yeah.
So this, I don't know. This movie, I think, is fucked. I think this
yeah.
movie's just fucked. I think they have to move the date.
It has been predicted as like one of the bombs of 2018 already, simply because where it is on the schedule.
Where it's at, but also, I mean,
the momentum
with
behind
the
it.
X-Men movies, behind it.
Well,
there's
coming
nothing
off
pushing
the
up that
heels
hill.
of Apocalypse
Yeah.
too, which was just garbage.
Yeah, it was.
Apocalypse was just god
And
awful.
you know what? I'm tired of. I love the Phoenix character. Trust me, I love it. The movies never does Phoenix right. And
What? Oh, guys, breaking news. Luna is Luna Maximoff, the daughter of Quicksilver and Crystal, an Inhuman. Was named after the moon. Huh. Well, that's
kind of weird.
That is interesting. I don't think Evan Peters is going to be a daddy, though.
I didn't see. Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, I
Looks like we're getting a lot
he
less.
can be my daddy.
I don't know. It was a 10-year jump since. Wasn't it a 10-year jump since?
Yeah, they've been
Yeah,
doing,
I think-
but these characters aren't aging 10 years. I mean,
Maybe he gave a quickie.
yeah, I
Get
don't.
it?
Yeah.
Quick.
Quicksilver. Yeah, he's in and out before you know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I doubt that they adhere to the comic book.
Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Oh no! That was like we need to know who that was. But they don't know. These movies never do Phoenix right. They never give it.
And this is their second attempt.
Yeah, and then here's the other thing too. They just like randomly just all like with the Apocalypse movie. I was like sitting here going like, oh cool, they could probably do the Phoenix character at some point.
And
do
then at
it
the
right.
very end of that movie.
And then they didn't even get fucking Phoenix out of goddamn nowhere.
Yeah.
Same kind of goddamn premise. And it's like just fucking go with the different.
I was having
X-Men-
Last Stand flashbacks
Yeah,
at that
exactly.
moment. Yeah.
The thing is like X-Men has so many characters and so many good stories, and
Huge
they keep
mythology.
just fucking plowing at the one.
I know.
Yeah, poor. Not really, because I can't stand the guy. But poor Bryan Singer. He wanted to do the Dark Phoenix so bad after X-Men 2, and then that fucking fallout, and then
Well, fuck him. He went
Last
to go do
Stand.
Superman Returns.
Yeah.
He gets everything he deserves.
It's just like, and then he comes back and he's like, you know what? I'm fucking doing my Dark Phoenix still, all right? And then he tried it again. So
Well, now we find out he's a rapist and he's not doing this.
yeah,
so.
fuck that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am
guy.
though
Yeah.
very sad about his Freddie Mercury movie because I was really looking forward to that.
That would've been a good
Hopefully it
little
still
biopic.
turns out very well, but I'm really chomping.
Yeah,
but
it'd be a
anyway,
nice little Freddie Mercury movie, and all of a sudden he becomes a fucking Dark Phoenix. It's like oh shit!
Like a glittery green and gold like onesie.
that would explain that beautiful voice.
Mama! Just
fuck is
kill
happening?
all the mutants.
That would be the best plot twist ever.
Fuck you, Shi'ar Empire.
But
I would go give him all the awards if he did that.
We're getting too off topic. Fuck off, Josh.
I try not to like
Whatever.
beat down on X-Men Apocalypse too much. I think it's bad timing.
Bad movie.
It came off the heels of
Days of
X-Men
Future
Days
Past.
of Future Past. The movie was fucking awesome, and
Yeah.
it's hard. And yeah, like I said, I love Oscar Isaacs.
Oscar Isaac's a phenomenal
Yeah.
actor. I mean, that was just a bad movie.
It was just
It wasn't good.
Man, I understand. I don't understand why Olivia Munn was cast as Psylocke.
Because she's sexy.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
I mean, like, come on.
I mean, that's
let's
one of the
be honest.
few things that made that movie tolerable for me was to see her in that costume. I'm not gonna lie.
What's
Yeah,
that
but for a
Craftsman-
short period of time, and I think she only had like one like line. In that
But
whole
every
goddamn
time she
movie.
was on screen, I was paying attention.
That's like that Me Too stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, I
you
feel
got
like
a
I
skin tight suit for one of the biggest creeps in Hollywood, and then you're gonna turn around and say, "Yeah, I'm fighting against the cause." I'm like, so there was no time on that set. You're like,
Hey, she talked about her crotch busting numerous times on that costume.
yeah,
on set.
it's like
I wish I would have been there.
I don't understand Olivia Munn.
I don't know. I love Olivia Munn. She's awesome. I'm not gonna talk bad about her.
No, I'm
Man,
not.
I'm fucking these actors' names up so bad.
Yeah,
today.
it's Munn.
Munn. Olivia Munn.
But after I watched Apocalypse, I almost tweeted out #MeToo.
You did a good
Yeah,
one
it's
this time.
it
wasn't a bad dad joke this time. I'm proud of you.
Like-
Thank you. I'm practicing.
the only
For
sign
when he has a kid.
The only signs I say is Simon Kinberg. Everybody said this is his director debut, but this guy's, like you said, has been involved in so many of the
Yeah.
properties. I'm gonna hope he knows these characters very well and things like that. So we could be like, holy crap, that Simon actually gets these characters and he's done something great on screen, and
It's very
great.
possible,
Or
but
we
he
could
did
be like,
write.
this
He
is-
wrote The Last Stand,
Yeah.
so I don't know. This movie, I think, is not only do I think it's not going to be up to snuff as far as quality goes, because I think Apocalypse, what that was Bryan Singer, who's trying to do. He was trying so hard to mimic the comic book style that was popular at the time, with Apocalypse, and he just apparently doesn't get it.
Yeah.
But Dark Phoenix, I think, is just too far out there. I mean, yeah, we all want to see the X-Men go to space and shit like that, but I don't think they can do it. They tried too hard to ground this entire series in reality and to make the jump to space. Like, I believe any of these people are fucking astronauts. But then, you know, it's going to be buried by a plethora of other good movies.
The schedule, I think, is going to make it like a box office bomb, too, because
I think
it's going to get hammered.
I think the odds of this movie moving dates is I'm taking the over-under at 50%. I'm going over. Yeah, I think the chances are over 50% this movie ends up moving its release date.
It should.
Sooner or
if
later.
They're smart, yeah.
I think you go sooner. I don't think there's a whole lot towards the end of October.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, why would they do that in
October, though, it's going to kind of be a good month, though.
Wow, fuck.
You got
Halloween comes
You
out.
got the new remake, or the Halloween movie.
New Halloween movie.
Yeah, but you know, that Halloween, I think you can look at the numbers of that franchise as a whole and go, it's just been declining. And
Say the same
nobody
thing about X-Men.
And well, yeah, but nobody is going like, nobody knows. Oh, Blumhouse is doing Halloween. Fuck yeah, I'll check that out. It's just like it's another Halloween movie. We'll see how well it does. But
Yeah, but isn't
If
Jamie
you
Lee
mo-
Curtis going to be back in it?
yeah, but who cares? She was back for Halloween H2O.
The reason why I say that is
Yeah, but Halloween H2O was tight. I mean,
No,
like,
it wasn't.
yeah,
No,
it's
it
like,
wasn't.
how can we make Jason cool? Put him in space.
His name is Michael.
Mike Myers, yeah, my bad.
Okay.
I'm thinking of it. There's way
Yeah,
too many of these
see-
fucking movies in space now.
Exactly. So anyway, I think if you move Dark Phoenix up maybe a week, you might have a better chance because Mulan, once that comes, it's going to perform pretty much the same way Beauty and the Beast did.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, it's not going to make that much money.
Well, it's a Disney live-action adaptation of one of the cartoons, so it's
Right, and
it's
not only
gonna be
that,
big.
but it's like an all Asian cast. Like this is everything Hollywood's been clamoring for, so they better show the fuck up for this movie. I personally probably won't, but you know,
I'm waiting for Aladdin.
yes,
Aladdin was my favorite.
mine too. Aladdin and a live action Peter Pan, and you got my money. But Mulan, I'll probably end up seeing it the way I did Beauty and the Beast, and just wait till it's on home video. Anyway, all right. So Dark Phoenix, go ahead and look up real quick the numbers for Apocalypse, if you would. What do you think it does opening weekend?
It's definitely going to be less than 40.
Less than 40 mil?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, it is still an X-Men property. So, I mean, I'm gonna try and
X-Men Apocalypse had a budget of 178 million and made 540 total.
Wow. And what was its opening weekend? Any idea? Yeah. Who cares? We'll figure it out.
I would say about 40. I mean, I'm trying to.
That's really pessimistic, but okay.
I'm not,
65.
It's made 65 million opening weekend.
I think I mostly am like I'm just judging it by the time period.
Yeah, the
when it's coming
movies,
out.
yeah.
Normally the X-Men movies come out in May, so that's going to hurt it because it's not going to be a summer movie.
They
apparently.
usually are summer releases.
The only thing that has kind of bumping it up maybe is the fact that Logan did so good, and the TV shows are actually doing pretty good. I haven't seen The Gifted, but I've watched Legion, and Legion is great.
I've only watched a couple
Yeah.
episodes of Legion. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, but that's because you're stupid.
It's so
Yeah, okay.
weird but cool.
It is. It's really like kind of mind fucks you.
Yeah, and that's why I
It's
couldn't
like
get into
Preacher.
it. But
You ever watch Preacher?
I haven't watched.
Yeah, I
Preacher
watched a
yet
little
either.
It's
bit.
so
Preacher.
weird, but it's just so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I saw a guy with
we're
an
getting off
asshole
topic.
for his mouth. and
Shut
I was
up.
gonna
We're
say,
getting off topic. All right, my opening weekend prediction. This thing hits about 50, 53.
Just a little bit more than mine.
Well, hey, dude, I'm just going my
I went
numbers.
60.
All right,
I
he's
think,
going
I, think,
60.
I think it's gonna make 60 opening
even if
weekend.
it stays in November.
Yep. I think it's gonna make 60 that weekend.
That's a big November release then.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for
Well,
not
I mean,
being
it's
released
not-
around Thanksgiving too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still think it's gonna make 60, but it's gonna have a huge fucking drop off the next week.
It will, and we'll
Yeah.
see what happens with it critically.
It'll die
but-
quick.
All right, so you said that Apocalypse made about 550 mil worldwide at total, something like that. I think it was roughly around that.
Yep. 553, I think.
Yeah. What do you think it makes opening or worldwide?
That's tough.
You knew this question was coming. Why
I
are you?
know.
Why are you?
540.
Because I don't like
540.
to think,
Okay.
I would probably say about 5.
500 mil. Okay. What about
Yeah.
you?
I think it's gonna barely crack 450.
Wow.
So.
Wow. I'm gonna go 512. I'm
But-
thinking
but-
about. I'm
Keep
thinking
it
less.
5.
I'm thinking less than Apocalypse, but not like a huge chunk difference.
But keep in mind too, Simon Kinberg it's a very I wouldn't say lower budget, but it's a lower budget than X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah, I think I remember reading
he's-
something where he was like sinking a lot of his money, time, and attention into post-production.
Exactly. Yeah,
to
that's what I
get-
said. That's another good sign too. Is that he said, I want to shoot this and I want to have a bunch of post-production.
He wants
time.
he wants
He
like
wants
9
that-
months of post-production, which is nuts.
And it shows already too, because I hate to say, but what was the magazine cover they released for Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, that was the.
The picture of
Yeah, it's always on. They always cover all the comic book movies with the covers and stuff. I forget. It's not Variety. It's something else.
Vanity Fair?
No, I think it might have been
Entertainment?
Variety. Maybe it's
Entertainment
Weekly.
does a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I'll admit, man, those fucking collars are popping. And
It looks
You know
good.
what's really sad?
but-
This dude was featured in Entertainment, and he didn't
couldn't
even.
even
He
remember.
couldn't even fucking. You hear that, Entertainment
We're
Weekly?
pulling out articles.
You did an article on a guy who doesn't fucking read your magazine.
He doesn't think you guys are that important, to be honest. All right, so those are our numbers for Dark Phoenix. Not really that excited. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of excitement at this table.
No, not really. I don't even really want to talk about it. I don't even know why we're talking about it.
I swear, if they do the MCU rollover, I hope they take Fassbender, McAvoy, and Evan Peters.
Not gonna happen.
And
No,
just
they'll do redo
get rid of
everything.
everybody else.
Evan Peters. We already saw Pietro.
Hey, I love Evan Peters.
All right, well,
You know what? He has a point. Like, they had different names. It could be a different Quicksilver. It's more exciting Quicksilver that listens to,
Even
sweet dreams.
even though Aaron Taylor Johnson did the Russian accent or whatever, Evan Peters' Quicksilver is just so badass.
I don't know. I think just recast all of them, but we'll talk about that another time. All right, and then we're gonna go one more Marvel movie that's Sony and Marvel teamed up again.
Yeah, but it's mostly a Sony distributor.
Yes, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We got Donald Glover as Miles.
Donald Glover is Miles?
I thought that you said it was Donald Glover as Miles.
No, we did not say it was Donald
Oh,
Glover as Miles.
all right. So it's Shamik Moore as Miles Morales, the kid from Dope.
Yeah, Donald Glover
Okay.
isn't playing Miles.
I thought for some reason I
He's
remembered.
Miles Morales was based off of Donald Glover.
Okay, all right,
And Donald
fine,
Glover
fine.
talks for Miles
He
Morales
should be
in the
voicing.
Spider-Man cartoon, and he should be voicing, and he
okay.
should be playing. But that's another
They're giving him
argument
the
for another
shaft.
day.
Okay, so Shamik Moore as Miles Morales. We've got
Fox
Lev Schreiber as Moreland, which I think is very cool.
Oh yeah, that's a great. casting.
Mahershala Ali, who won Best Actor for
Moonlight.
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 And then as Aaron Davis, which is Miles' uncle.
Another thing that you guys might remember him from is Luke Cage. Played Cottonmouth.
Well, yeah, he played Cottonmouth, but
No, shove it
Kill it
off.
off.
Cottonmouth was
Okay.
fucking
Why'd
awesome.
you bring that up?
I would say
It's
if
gonna
I'm,
make me
if
so
I'm
mad
going to
now.
talk about what he's from, I'm going Oscar-winning performance, not
Okay, we can do
Netflix
that, but
series.
also Cottonmouth though.
All right, fine, fucking Cottonmouth. He was good. He was good.
He was damn.
Yeah,
He was really good. And then
He could have gotten an
Diamondback-
Oscar for that.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway,
Gimme.
there's our cast. We don't really know a whole lot about the movie in general. Moreland being in the movie, if IMDb has their shit straight, that's really interesting to me because that is the guy who's like kind of the more ancient spider, like Avatar dude, right?
He is the guy who
He's an old guy in the comics.
yeah, kind of.
And he's got spider powers as well.
Well, no.
Yeah. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know who you're thinking.
No,
of.
it's Moreland. Yeah, because I remember it was a dance. I think it was no. It
Because
might have been.
they're going with Into the
It was
Spiderverse.
J. Michael Straczynski written and John Romita Jr. art.
I know what you're talking about. I
It
know
was
which one you're
Moreland.
talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think that was Moreland.
That was Moreland.
Look it up.
No, don't look it up. I'm almost positive.
Because what? Okay, because this movie's called Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse, and it's going obviously.
Wouldn't that make sense if he's got spider powers?
What am I saying?
No, because
Moreland, Morlun.
Because if I remember correctly, in the storyline Edge of Spider-Verse, Moreland runs a family that feeds off of Spider-Man in different universes.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know who you're thinking of. I know who you're thinking of, but I
I
don't
can
know
picture
the
him
name.
in my head. But yeah, so it was John Romita Jr. drawn, but it wasn't this guy that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
okay.
See, his family, they feed off the power that Spider-Man has.
Right.
And so him and his family in the Edge of Spider-Verse, they start going through
Especially Miles
each
Morales'
different-
little Venom blast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they go through each different universes and they're grabbing different Spider-Men. This is where
Spider
like
Avatar, right? Because it's also tied to like some spider god that they worship and shit like that.
motherfucker, shut the fuck up.
Oh,
okay,
man,
so
I'm gonna punt
this is where you get Spider-Gwen. But see, what's cool about this about them doing this?
Not
and this
listening.
Is
I'm not
explains
listening.
why you have Tom Holland MCU Spider-Man, and then you have this cartoon Spider-Man of Miles Morales. That's how you make it work. So you're gonna get all kinds of different Spider-Man. You're gonna get Spider-Gwen, hopefully, and then you're gonna get the
So I'm not familiar.
Indian Spider-Man.
James,
So I'm not
what do you feel
familiar.
like doing
Is
for
Peter
dinner,
Parker?
dude?
Yeah. Chipotle?
Fuck
And then-
both you guys, okay?
So is Peter Parker even involved in this?
No.
No,
It's
he's
a
not.
different time.
No, it's
I'm not
it's a
familiar
different
with this, so
universe.
you're gonna have to
It's
break
a
it
different
down quick.
universe.
Okay, well we can speculate all day as what the story's going to be. Okay,
not
thank you for
speculating, it's
thank you for the
Spiderverse.
background on Moreland that I was wrong on. I will
Thank
eat
you
the
for
crow.
admitting that. That makes you that makes you a big man.
I am a big man.
Yeah, you
I went to the
are.
gym today.
Yeah, okay. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but no. So okay, anyway, so the movie has kind of a Pixar style animation. I'm loving the trailer from what
Oh,
I've seen.
Phil Lord.
The
Oh, yeah, it looks
cinematography.
great.
Yeah, it was written by Miller and Lord.
Yeah. Which did Lego Movie.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I'm excited for this movie.
This
It's
is
gonna
already
be-
going to be a success.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
gonna
is.
be a cool little movie. But you know what? Actually, I don't have the date written down on when it comes out. December 12th, I believe. But the thing is, it's got another uphill battle with the movies surrounding its release date, which is Mortal Engines, which is oh shit, who did it? Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
December 14th.
Yeah, okay, December 14th. Peter Jackson. It's got Aquaman to contend with, which I think that's December 12th. The new Bumblebee movie, which is going to be in the newest Transformers installment, Creed 2, and Wreck-It Ralph 2, which is another animated film. So you're
Yeah.
splitting up your animated audience, you know, most presumably your child audience, between Wreck-It Ralph 2 and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know what this thing's budget's like, but you know, it's an animated film, so it's got a good chunk of change behind it. But I'm really interested in seeing this movie. I gotta say, I'm more interested in seeing this movie than I am Venom or Dark Phoenix.
Totally
Yeah,
agree.
like you said too. I think it'll make money, but like I said, until I seen Bumblebee and Wreck-It Ralph, I was like, oh, okay, maybe kids are gonna want to go see those.
Yeah,
So-
this one's gonna have a tough time at the box office.
And but yeah, I'm looking forward to this because can't really wait to see Miles Morales. I wish we get a live action one, but we still haven't got one.
There's all the different
There's been the
Spider-Man
hints.
we can get in this movie. We could get like a Spider-Gwen or a Silk.
Well, a lot of
or
people
Or
think
Peter Patel.
Peter Patel.
Well, a lot of people
I
think
don't think that's his real name, but
a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy because I haven't seen one damn set photo of Spider-Man in Avengers 4.
I'm looking at you like you're crazy because I've
I
seen
think
it.
Spider-Man's gonna bite it. Oh, has he?
he thinks
Yeah,
Spider-Man's
dude,
gonna bite it.
there was set photos of him standing next to Star-Lord and Robert Downey Jr.
That was the first one though.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
He's
Come on.
Spider-Man's dying.
If he dies and
I seen it coming.
all right, well,
Yeah,
I also
see it
said
coming?
Han Solo really isn't dead, but he is dead. So keep that in mind. I just can't accept it.
James was actually mistaken. He wasn't invited to the Deadpool 2 premiere. This was a whole waste of time.
I think, obviously kids and everything else, I'm looking forward to it, especially since I just found out Phil Lord's fucking writing the thing, so
Yeah.
that's awesome.
There's a lot of talent behind this movie.
The
There
only,
really
thing,
is.
Tons.
the only thing I'm not looking forward to is the idiotic people on the audience that don't know shit about this will be like, Spider-Man's black now?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, the same people that took their little children to Deadpool. you
Yep.
know.
Yeah, but they should understand
Wow.
it now. Ever since they introduced the whole
They should.
Spider-Verse,
You are
into the-
giving the
should.
general audience way too much credit.
That's true.
They're so
but like the
fucking
thing
dumb.
is though, is the fan base for this like Miles Morales is slowly being introduced into everything.
Yeah.
Like he's in the kid cartoon with Drake Bell that voices it, Spider-Man. He's in that, and like now you see kids wearing the Miles Morales mask and playing.
Well, that
with
is a
toys.
badass costume, black and red.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's right up there with Superior Spider-Man.
Superior Spider-Man is sweet.
Yeah,
All right, hey, I don't know how to really.
But do they know he's African American?
Well, he's half
true.
African American, half
He's
Puerto Rican,
also,
I believe.
Yeah, Hispanic.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm like, when they buy that costume, they're like, "Oh, it just looks cool." They don't.
I don't
want the
know,
actual
man.
Peter
Kids
Parker.
don't. I don't think kids really
like
care.
me.
Not the kids, but
Kids
the
don't
adult.
care about skin tone. All
As,
right?
as a kid, I loved Static Shock. I didn't give a fuck. He was a
Oh,
black
I
kid,
did
man.
too.
I loved him.
Yeah.
But okay, I don't really know how to speculate as far as what its box office is going to be because it really isn't anything as far as precedent goes like this. So I don't know. I think this movie is going to be successful. I don't know how much money it ends up making overall. I think it's very possible it gets lost in the shuffle with these other films,
I
but
doubt it.
I don't know, man. It's an animated
know-
Spider-Man film. It's
I
not. It's
know-
not like Spider-Man live action on the big
You
screen.
gotta think about it.
but-
Okay, so we're going off of franchises, right? Okay, go Wreck-It Ralph franchise. It only has one movie. We got the franchise of Aquaman in the DCEU. Bullshit.
That's next.
Nothing. Okay, we got Bumblebee. Transformers is probably going to be the hardest thing to beat because
I
Transformers.
think
is
Wreck-It
huge.
Ralph 2 is what the hardest thing for this thing to beat.
That
Yeah.
too. Wreck-It
That is
Ralph
its
2.
most direct
but
competition.
Spider-Man, it's a cartoon.
Yeah, but it's
and
not.
Spider-Man
it's
is
not
like
a-
one of the biggest franchises
But it's not
ever.
a Spider-Man that everybody recognizes. It's a very
Yeah,
different
this is
Spider-Man.
this is a cooler Spider-Man though. If you guys can't tell, I'm really adamant about this movie. I am so excited about this movie.
All right, fine.
If this
I
goes
love
overseas,
Miles Morales.
where's the most of the money income happen?
This isn't going to open in China, let's be honest.
Well, the Transformers movies. That's what I'm saying is like.
Yeah.
That's why I think
that's the one sad thing is like everybody loves like fucking fast cars and explosions.
I'm just afraid that this movie gets lost in the shuffle. That's all I'm saying. I think it'll still make enough money to be a success, but I don't think this is going to be some giant, juggernaut.
I think it will. I think it'll blow up like Lego movie.
I don't think it's possible.
Maybe that's just me being optimistic because I'm really excited about it.
Well, I'm excited about it too. I'm tempering expectations, but I'm excited about it. Again, I'm looking forward to this more than I am.
Maybe I'm being like the kid that's like, really excited because he's going to get sex.
No,
so
you're more like the kid who's all excited about like the fucking balloons he could win when he cashes all his tokens.
But man,
they're fucking
there's
balloons,
a guitar-shaped one, and there's one that looks like an alien.
It's not even a balloon.
That's how you were in the room when I was filming.
Yeah.
And you did the ass thing.
Well, I shoved the alien's hand up my ass, if you remember correctly.
Moment of silence for your integrity.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Everybody's sitting here going like, oh, man.
All right, and let's move on to the last
We ain't doing opening weekend?
I don't know. I just don't know how to predict this one. There's no precedent. There's nothing for me to, no baseline for me to go, oh, this movie made this much, so I don't know. This movie, opening weekend, it 35, 40 million, maybe.
Fuck you!
Really?
Yeah, it's not going to be big.
I was going to go cartoon. It's only competing with Mortal Engines or whatever.
Creed 2, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Bumblebee, Aquaman. I mean, not everyone rushes out opening weekend to see these, and if it's surrounded by all these movies, they're going to pick which one to give their money to. This movie, it's not going to make a shit ton opening weekend. I'm going to guess 35 mil.
That Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm sorry.
That Wreck-It Ralph is before. So,
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now.
And I'm actually not even that big a fan of Wreck-It Ralph. I didn't like the first one that
I'm
much.
going higher than 30,
go
40.
ahead. Go higher, fanboy.
Because like right now you're saying 30, 40, and you gave Venom and X-Men more than that.
Yeah, because they're live action movies. These are people, adults, who have the money to spend of their own money to go watch these movies. You're relying on your parents. A lot of kids are relying on their parents to take them to this movie when they've got Bumblebee, they've got Wreck-It Ralph. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of adults there.
I just took you to see Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm going to go see it. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go see it, but I'm probably also going to take my girlfriend's kid with me.
I give it 7. I give it 80.
I was actually going to give a little more than 65.
All right, so
I'll give it 70 at low, 80 at high.
I'm going 45 high, 35 most likely.
$1 billion total overall.
Yeah, $1 billion opening weekend. This has nothing to do with the character of Miles Morales. You understand that, right?
You know what? It has everything to do with me. Okay.
Man, you are so offended.
I am
you
super
fucking
offended.
snowflake.
I'm hurt.
Jesus.
Okay? I'm hurt.
You should be.
Is it tears? I see him. Oh man, he's glassing up.
First time he went to a strip club and he found out he had to pay for the lap dance. Fucking heartbroken,
It
dude.
sucks because I had to pay. He didn't have to pay a goddamn dime.
Yeah, well,
And I got up there and danced with her.
And the guy just rubbed his dick all over his face, and I'm like, "Hey, motherfucker, worry about me." You know, it's fucking bullshit.
I get hit on by men all the time. Just get used to it.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Because he had that Henry Cavill look.
No,
also.
I think it's because I've been waxing my eyebrows lately.
I think it's actually just because you've been waxing your ass
That's not true.
and bleaching your ass.
Ask my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Not true.
I know Chloe's gonna be embarrassed.
She's
but
never seen me
we
naked.
We went by this shaving cream thing in the mall, and I was like, I dare to walk in there and be like, I need to shave my ass, and just cold stone, just look at them, see what they say. Chloe's gonna hate me for telling that story, but it's gonna be.
Did she do it?
No,
Yeah, did she do it?
Ah.
Oh, come on.
She shouldn't be embarrassing because she didn't make a
Everybody
fool
has
of
to
herself.
shave their ass every once in a great while.
I'd have done it. Next time you go to the mall, invite me.
No,
He already does do it.
I do.
That's like what he likes to do when he's bored. He's just sitting here and goes, you know what? I'm gonna go to the store and tell someone I'm gonna shave my ass.
Yeah, what's that like shavers for men thing that you? What's
Dollar Shave Club.
Dollar Shave, dude.
Yeah,
I
Dollar Shave
email
Club.
them daily.
I need this so I can shave my ass.
I need a new razor. I got about a quarter of the way through on my butt.
I burned through those cartridges in a night.
Your blades
Come on.
suck. I'm going back to Gillette. All right. Last movie we're gonna talk about is DC's only film of the year, Aquaman, coming out December 21st.
Probably
Right?
a good
Is
thing.
that correct?
Yes.
December 21st. All right. Director James Wan, you might know him from the Insidious movies or Conjuring or the first Saw film. You know, he's a horror director. Now he's
Dead
making
Silence.
his first foray, into the superhero genre. Of course, we got Jason Momoa as Aquaman coming back, Amber Heard as Mira, Willem Dafoe as Volko, Nicole Kidman's coming in as Aquaman's mom, Patrick Wilson is his brother Orm, or Ocean Master, Dolph Lundgren, I think, plays the king of Atlantis, and then the guy who played Jango Fett is playing Arthur, or Aquaman's land father, his real biological father. And then the movies that this could be competing with would be Bumblebee, the new Mary Poppins, and, of course, Spiderverse, as we just talked about. I'll take this one away, guys. I'm not excited for it. Not looking forward to this movie. I really just want the DC universe to reboot. Hopefully it does. But this movie, I can take or I'm going to leave it. I'm not seeing it opening weekend. I'm just not going to. I'm not going to waste my time. December 21st, right before Christmas, I'll find a time over that break to see the film. But not excited about it. Jason Momoa, not my first choice for Aquaman. Not even close to my first choice. The only thing I am interested in is the visuals, because James Wan, I think, can visually make Atlantis look stellar. We can all agree that Justice League did not make it pop visually. Yeah. So, what do you guys think, Aquaman? What thoughts?
You take it away.
I'm probably going to go see it opening weekend. I will say that. Depends, because it's December, so that I'm a big Oscar guy, so it depends what the Oscar movies are of the year.
Oh, I'm going to save you the suspense. This movie will not be an Oscar contender.
Definitely not that.
Jason Momoa for Best Actor.
But
just kidding. These are the Razzies.
If it falls up a weekend that's not contending with any Oscar movies I need to go see, and then, probably I'll go see it. I'm definitely going to go see Spiderman Into the Verse, but I'm definitely not going to go see Bumblebee opening weekend.
I won't see Bumblebee at all. I haven't seen the last two Transformers
I
films.
won't. Neither have I.
I've been so done with
They're kind of like the Fast and the Furious movies. I'm like, I'm done.
Done.
You know, and the sad thing is
and Paul Walker didn't
those
even
are like
die
the
in
biggest
those.
fucking movies, especially here in Richmond. It's like the biggest fucking movies.
I'm not going to say anything about that. They're my clientele.
Your clientele, man.
Awkward silence.
Yeah.
But the only reason I am super excited about it is not super excited, but any excitement.
Don't lie, it's Amber Heard.
Oh, Amber Heard is gorgeous, but she can't act with the shit.
She can't.
She can't.
Best thing she had going for her was being beaten by Johnny Depp.
He went there. God. I was gonna say it, but
I wasn't. I'm not afraid. Oh, by the way, if you've been listening this far, not safe for children or women.
Me too.
Good God.
Or Josh. NSFJ, not safe for Josh.
It's James Wan.
That's
I know
about it.
how much of a hands-on director he is. Even though he produces like the Insidious and Conjuring movies and things like that, he is very hands-on about that shit. So if it's something all contained that's in control of his, which I'm gonna hope they gave gave him much control of this as they did Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of interconnectivity with the rest of the DC universe.
I just hope it just contains in its bubble, does this thing, tell your story, not, hey, we need this piece over here and this to connect here, and we need to introduce this character. No.
I think after Justice League, Warner Bros. Like, you know what, fucking make your movie because we're going to end this shit anyway.
I thought they learned that after Batman vs. Superman, so I don't know.
Yeah, good point.
And then Justice League came up, and I was like, what the fuck, guys? It's like the formula, they just went back to the old one. It was so bad.
It's funny, Willem Dafoe's in this. It's like Spider-Man 1, back to formula.
Yeah. And then J.K. Simmons was now in the DC too, so it's all these fucking Marvel.
You know what? I think everyone can forget about that and be like, he's still R.J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
I'd still accept him going back into the Spider-Man
fuck
movie.
yeah, dude. That's one.
I would have no problem with that.
Like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine coming back. I wouldn't care about the whole continuity shit.
He's writing the script and stuff like that. I am really curious. I hope it is that he brings that horror element to it, because that would be actually something really cool. Because
the guy talks to fish. What can be scary about it?
Oh, okay, so I was actually gonna tackle that.
We've only discovered 2% of the ocean, and this is real life. I'm going out of the comics here. We've only discovered 2% of the ocean.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot
what kind of
more
scary shit is down there?
Well, that's what I want to talk about, because I know Jeff Johns is involved in this movie, and if they go from the New 52 Jeff Johns run, where the very first volume was about the race of creatures that live in the trench, that lends itself very well to James Wan's talents, which is to be this horror kind of suspense thriller feel. Now that, if they do that right, that's great, along with Jason Momoa having to kind of grapple between being half land dweller, half sea dweller, half Atlantean, and trying to basically bring both of these worlds together in harmony. I think that'd be a good personal conflict for him, while also going after the trench. I think they were called the other. I can't remember what they were called. But then I also forgot to say that there's an actor whose name I can't fucking pronounce for the life of me, so I'm not going to try it, but he's also playing Black Manta. So that means we have Patrick Wilson as the Ocean Master, and we've got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as Black Manta. And so, that was a joke. Obviously, it's not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Everyone's like, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Kaya Abdul-Mateen
Yahya Abdul-Mateen too. I can't pronounce the fucking
Well, let me
dude's
try
name.
reading it, guys. I bet I can do a good job,
take
too.
a swing at it. Four eyes.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen the second.
Two. It's just two.
No,
He's the
second.
sequel.
No, 11. It was
not
11. I read it wrong.
Yeah.
Volume
Abdul Mateen.
Chapter 2.
11.
World War the Second. So.
World War the Second.
But no. So I really hope that Black
guy
Manta
practiced
is like the main bad guy, and they set
Yeah,
up.
I
And they would set up Orm for a future movie that'll never happen, but it would still hopefully Black Manta's the bad guy, because Black Manta, let's face it, is the most interesting villain that Aquaman has. Orm, the Ocean Master, is not as interesting. That's basically Thor and Loki rehashed. So, do Black Manta.
Yeah, I in some terms disagree with. I think
You're not allowed to disagree. Tell me to
no,
fuck off.
it's
you
like
tell
no
him to fuck
Manta.
off.
Like Manta, yes, he is a very interesting character, and that's one I want to see. But I think the main focus needs to be not to get that over villain fatigue or whatever. I think they should just focus Ocean Master, and he make that kind of Game of Thrones. It's you got to know Ocean Master is wanting to come after that throne too.
No,
So.
don't do that. We saw what Inhumans tried to do.
Yeah,
in
well,
Game
yeah,
of Thrones.
but
do your own
do
thing.
it better. It's just like something there. But I hope the main focus, yes, Black Manta should be mentioned and all that stuff. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, it's like I said, I like the set pieces and stuff like that. This armor and everything else, it has me curious of
That's
what kind of direction.
to me
they're going
that
in.
looks like the trench people,
Yep.
the creatures that live down in the
Yep.
trench. That looks like it could be something like that. Maybe wearing ancient Atlantean armor. I don't know, but I hope that's the route they go. But I'm not going to hold out much hope for this movie, and I don't have a whole lot of interest in this movie because I think this whole universe just needs to die off and start again.
I met the guy. I love him to death. But I just don't know how I feel about Jason Momoa still as Aquaman. I just like he was in Justice League, but like I said, that movie's a choppy.
That movie's
piece
a
of
mess.
crap.
It's just
so
it sucks.
he was badass. Hey, I'm on Lightful. Badass. Hey, and then he was just it was so over the thing. So I really didn't get a good read on him. Just like
There's no depth.
they
to his
butchered
character.
Batman too. So I'm just
Yeah,
I loved
the
everything
one
about
thing
Batman
they
and
had.
Batman versus Superman, and then we get to Justice League, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So
Really
go ahead.
no.
That was the one thing they had going for them in Justice League.
Yeah.
Was Ben Affleck as Batman, and then they fucking just
And as-
castrated him.
Yeah, as far as I'm hearing, they're really salty about Ben Affleck. So Jake Gyllenhaal might
Bring on Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm all for it.
He might be getting the back cape, and I'm cool with it. 'cause
Dude's
after
a
I
great
see
actor.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, dude's a great actor. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Aquaman? This is our last thing to talk about.
I
see you
think that
looking.
I'm just going to watch Mary Poppins
Oh, all right.
and Spiderverse. I
Emily
think-
Blunt.
Didn't see that coming.
Hey, it's Emily Blunt, and my mom loves Mary Poppins, so why not take her? I think that's a better way to spend my money.
There you go. Yeah, I guess you will pirate Aquaman the way you did Justice League.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Which even it took me a while, but
The
you know.
post-credit stinger will
Thank you
just
for putting that out there now.
post-credit stinger
I'm
will
a
just
criminal.
be Dolph Lundgren coming out, just going "fuck you, Josh."
Yeah. Fuck you. No,
But-
I mean, like, I really honestly feel like, I don't know. It's really hard to feel on it because I don't like the whole Jason Momoa feel of Aquaman. I wish that we could just get like a traditional kind of like Aquaman. I know
I
it's
am the
kind of
same
goofy
way.
sounding, but like if you read the new storyline, if you look at like Injustice, even just Injustice, you still get this. What we got with Jason Momoa is this like a cool surfer Hawaiian dude.
That's all it is. I mean,
that you're scared to approach because you're from the mainland.
It's
Like,
funny that there's this character who lives in the depths of the ocean has no depth to him at all.
Yeah.
Really, there's just that Aquaman was the most surface level thing I've ever seen, and I don't care about this Aquaman. And I
Now,
love
I
Aquaman.
do-
Ever since Jeff Johns' New 52 run, I thought Aquaman's a bad motherfucker.
Now,
but
I do agree. I think that Black Manta should be mentioned and showed in it. But I think what would make it a better movie is if you had him,
then it's a power struggle for the throne, the way we saw Thor and Loki. Do we
Yeah,
really
exactly. I
want
was
that?
gonna
though?
say it's the repeat factor. It's like we've seen this
Yeah.
before and everything else. That could suffer from that. And if I don't, it's
Plus,
it's-
Black
it's
Manta's
hard.
he's got a very interesting backstory, and then the way his
Yeah.
story ends up progressing with Aquaman, which is his son, who he takes his son and makes him an
That's
Atlantean,
what-
raises him that way. Like that's
That's
fucking
what I
awesome.
mean with DC though, cramming too much into one.
Yeah.
They just you got it.
They
I
need to
think-
I
slow
hope
it
they
down.
make it to where
If you're
it's gonna
smart,
breathe.
you do the slow burn on Patrick Wilson, Ocean Master, so that he would be the villain for the sequel. That will never happen. And then Black Manta is the villain for this one.
Yeah, I can see him being so much.
I think. I mean, you don't kill Black Manta off. Don't do that, but make him the main villain, and then maybe even have Patrick Wilson pulling the strings behind the scenes. Poising Black Manta for being the villain. That way, he's the guy behind everything, trying to,
Antagonist and all that stuff.
so he can just inherit the throne. Doesn't have to directly kill his brother. That's how I would go about it. But I don't know, guys. All right, so opening weekend box office predictions, James.
Falling on Bumblebee and everything else, I'm gonna go 70 million.
No, not bad. Not too far off from where I'm gonna go.
I'll give it about 85.
Just
85.
85, 80.
Dude, you realize Justice League only did like 93, right?
I give it 80. The only reason why I'm doing
Alright.
that is because because even though all these other movies are coming out, it's coming out on the 21st. That's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And what happens around this time? Kids are out of school. They have nothing else to do. They start watching
Bumblebee.
all the fucking movies.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not gonna watch Bumblebee more than once.
Bumblebee,
kids-
Spiderverse, Mary Poppins. I don't know. This movie, I think, would be lucky to hit 63.
I think I just feel like it's gonna hit about 80 high, maybe 70 low.
All right. I'm going 63 million tops. That's all it does that opening weekend.
Yeah, but this
I
falls
can
in the
see that
category of
too,
I gotta
but-
see a trailer. I have to see if they're going in a different
Yeah.
direction. I don't know. We've had many discussions about Wonder Woman.
Do you remember that
It looks
early
like it's
Justice
next-
League trailer we got from Comic-Con? Everyone was all hyped up. Man, this movie looks so good, so different. That we got like the year before. Like, it was like a year
Was that the
and
one
a
with the
half.
icky thump?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh man, Justice League's gonna be awesome,"
Yeah.
and then the movie comes out, doesn't even scratch. It hit like $93.6 million opening weekend. That was it. Fucking Justice League.
I won't lie. I took
And
I took it. I put that bait and fucking in
Thanksgiving
church,
weekend too. Thanksgiving weekend with really no competition around it. I don't know. I'm going. This thing's lucky to hit 63. More realistically, I'm looking 56, $57 million opening weekend.
See, I'm thinking it's gonna be 70. It could hit 80 if it went high, but I'm
My low was about 50 million.
All right. Well, my worldwide box office take-home prediction is I'm going. This thing hits 385. That's it. 385 worldwide,
I
and
was
that's
I was
it.
gonna say barely cracks 400 million.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be about the same. Like I mean, it'd be just a few off maybe.
All right. Well, guys, that was our talks for everything not MCU related for the upcoming 2018 movie.
I thought we were talking about
slates.
Mary Poppins.
Oh, dude,
If
I
it was
mean,
Mary Poppins, man, it'd be lit.
yeah, I know.
Our numbers would be a lot higher.
People would be really looking forward to this podcast if we talked about Mary Poppins, because I mean, this is like a sequel 60 years
Comic
in the
Relief
making.
talks
you know?
about Mary
I just want to see her
Poppins.
whip that umbrella and start fucking people up.
And
That'd be
Emily,
awesome.
Emily Blunt though.
And she's that spoonful of sugar.
Yeah, and she helping medicine go down.
But guys, that's about all we've got for you today. So big thanks to James for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely,
I've been
man.
chomping at the bit to get on here and stuff like that, and then that whole Deadpool thing. It's been surreal, nuts, and thanks for everybody with their kind words and the 5% of the negative people. But it's just like
Dicks.
It's been something, and like I said, once it gets closer and closer to the premiere, my heart will probably just be pounding on my chest like a cartoon. So
And I'm sure we'll have you back on here before then too.
yeah, I definitely want to get on here after a trailer drops or something, because
Absolutely.
that Deadpool trailer needs to
This
come
guy's
back.
moving to first shift here soon, so he'll
Yep.
have a lot more time to be able to come in, and all our schedules will mesh up a little bit better.
Yep.
Next week, guys, I'm really hoping to have another guest on here, and we're going to talk about basically how we would.
Stan
It's
Lee.
going to be.
Is
You
it
guys,
Stan Lee?
yes, it's Stan Lee. You
Don't tell me what's going on next
Man,
week.
we became buddies back in 2008 when I went to San Diego Comic-Con and
You
met him,
guys
got
like
his
broke
autograph.
nurses together, right?
Well, I was the nurse.
You was the nurse.
Yeah, I
You're
changed.
the nurse?
Yeah, I changed
a minute,
career
so you're-
paths after being grew up by
You
Stan
know what?
Lee.
I would pose as a nurse.
You were the
95
night-
years old. I'll
were you
let
the
him do
night
whatever he needs
nurse?
to do.
I was.
Was
Claire
yours Little
Temple.
Night
That was
Nurse?
my real name.
Night nurse.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, next week I'm gonna have,
Patching up them
hopefully, if we can
wounds.
get him on here. His name is TJ.
Miller?
Miller?
TJ Miller?
He's grabbing shit too.
Oh my God!
I'm having nothing but rapists, a panel of rapists. That's why Josh is gonna be here. Okay. Well, not rapists, just
Did you
sexual
hear about that beer bottle?
misconductors.
Come on.
But no, so his name's TJ. He actually approached me with a podcast topic that really piqued my interest. He basically wants to talk about, well, for lack of a better term, the phase 1 of the DC movies and how they should go about rebooting it and how they would all interconnect and what movies we'd see and what they lead up to as like their parallel version of Avengers. What would we do? And so when he brought this up to me, I thought, you know what? I really like this idea. I'm going to do my own as well. I'm going to kind of go into detail on each movie and how it would connect to the next and all the other ones and what it would lead up to. And I got my creative gears turning. So I'm really excited to do that. Hopefully we can get him on here next week to do it. Josh, you are more than welcome to come. You will unfortunately still be on third shift until then, but Josh is going to be the one guy who has no notes, and he's going to be kind of our test audience member on what he thinks of all our ideas.
Oh, so I get to like judge your guys' opinions.
Pretty much, or add to them.
Okay, I'll judge your
If you're
Okay.
successful in that and you do it again, we definitely have to do phase 1 of the DC universe.
Well, that's what we're
they're-
doing. But after that, he wants to come back for another phase 2, a phase 3.
yeah.
He wants to basically
I
plan
would
this
definitely be
out.
down for that.
So then James could come on for a future installment of which phase we do.
Quick question.
What?
You guys been taking notes and everything?
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna wear costumes for me?
Guys, that's all we've got for you today. Thanks for listening this far. If you guys have made it this far, we really appreciate it. So please, if you feel so inclined, hit that like button, share it with your friends, comment, and most of all, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell if you want to be notified for every new movie our new video we put up. And in the description below, you can also find the links to the Facebook and Instagram pages. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Take care.